Hello, friends, and welcome to your League One Ontario Men's U20 Reserve Division final. It's Vaughan Azzurri taking on the North Toronto Nitros. My name is Peter Slang. We are here at the Zanchin Automotive Center for this match, and it is lining up to be an absolute doozy here. These two teams played in the same division all season long. They finished first and second, respectively. I had a chance to talk to both coaches before this match. I talked to Marko Milanovic from North Toronto ahead of the match, and he said his team's going to be lining up in a 3-4-3 and playing man-to-man on defense. His team's made up of mostly players born in 2007. I don't want to put too much thought into that because it's going to make me feel incredibly old. He said he's never seen a team improve as much as he has seen this team improve. He had 6 guys in camp last fall, and they've managed to pull together and put together one heck of a season so far. There will be one significant note to be made about their lineup, as Alex Lynn will be starting in goal. They've had a little bit of injury trouble. Their starting goalkeeper was hurt all year, like their main guy. And then their keeper who filled in for him is currently suspended after having received a red card, and he's serving the suspension. And then they had a backup in training last week break a finger, and they had to have an outfield player, Cormac Nuttall-Smith, play goal for the 90 minutes. And then they went to a shootout and they substituted Nuttall-Smith out of goal. And then they put in Stefan Pelliccioni for the shootout, and they won and they made it through. So that's fantastic stuff there. So now they've got to face Vaughan, who are always a formidable opponent. He said that he's aware this team is mostly made up of 05s and 06s. They're very familiar with them, having played with them at other levels. There's a lot of individual quality that he's expecting from the Vaughan Azzurri side, but he's going to counter their quality with consistent play, tons of pressing, tempo on the ball, and playing through the zones. Then on the other side of the pitch, it's head coach Fabio Campoli at the helm. He's got his side playing a 3-5-2. They're going to be playing a 5-3-2 in certain situations, so watch for them to switch things up when needed. His team went undefeated on the season, didn't lose a game, and he had many of his players playing up with the League One Ontario Premier side. He's got a few really critical pieces that are missing from the lineup today. Williams, Kiriakou, Longo, Campoli, and Rayner, with the first 3 off to university and the last 2 currently injured. He's going to play a high press, be very direct, hoping to involve his 2 big strikers up front, play quickly, and attack. A couple players to keep your eyes on are Francesco Panetta, who was with Pescara in 2022, and Matteo Caride, who will be leaving for St. John's University this fall, but he's also got a trial coming up with River Plate in January. Also watch out for Dante Tulloch, the captain, who will be leaving for Fairfield University tomorrow. First real chance here of the match, and that'll be escorted out over the line. Your starting lineups for today: it's Alex Lynn wearing number 1 in goal for North Toronto. Teo Ingram is wearing number 42. Number 52 is Diego Mendez. Number 54 is Thomas Merzaku. Number 55 is Bennett Lichty. 56 is Stefan Oroz. Number 61 is Carmine Luca Riviere. He's wearing the captain's armband. So that ball will be played out quickly onto the wing. Filip Jankovic is wearing number 62. 66 is Manveer Atwal. Stefano Pelcioni is wearing number 68, and 75 is Nicholas Harvey. This is Atwal on the far side. I got a chance to watch him 2 weeks ago at the FTF Toronto Showcase out in Burlington, and he is a very tidy little player. Doesn't make a ton of mistakes. On the other side of the pitch, starting in goal, is number 12, Daniel Petkovsky. Wearing number 4 is the captain, Dante Tulloch. In front of him is number 5, Nathan Baker. Number 6, Sean Sharvathstein. Number 7 is Luca Priolo. Number 9 is Matteo Caride. Number 10, Francesco Panetta. 11 is Adriano Ianello. 13 is Mikhail Lysenko. 14 is Faris Ibrahim. And number 15 is Antoine Decotu. On the bench is Fabio Campoli, as I mentioned before. His assistant is Anthony Vidori. Goalkeeper coach is Dominic Tucci. Physiotherapist is Casey DeMello. And Nick Raimondo is lurking around somewhere as a member of that coaching staff, surely bothering everyone. Team manager is Joe Colangelo. On the other side, Marko Milenovic's assistants are Philip Prostan. The goalkeeper coach is Rassi Pala. Cassandra Boutin is the athletic trainer, and Daniela Barilari is the team manager. Your officials today are Marluz Bukowski, Arshia Alabari is the first assistant. Second assistant is Luciano Capitelli, and Marco Grubisic is the fourth official today. So that's enough of the chit chat to get you informed on what's going on. And Teo Ingram is in on the keeper, Petrovsky, and his clearance is going to go out for a North Toronto throw. Palcioni puts it back into play, switches it for Atwal to run onto. He's charging up the right side, but it's going to be Faris Ibrahim escorting that ball out of bounds. Ball pushed up to Nathan Baker, and he'll be forced out of bounds, but it'll be a Vaughan throw-in. Ball played back to Dante Tulloch, and he's going to smash it up over half. Pelcioni met that ball and played it back into the Vaughan end, and it'll be a free kick here for Pelcioni to put into the box. I'm going to have to guess. Bit long for a ball on goal. You can see North Toronto sending numbers into the box. Mariusz Bukowski going in to have a quick little chit chat. It looks like he was speaking directly to Stefan Oroz, number 56. Pelcioni puts a ball into the box, and it's going to be headed back up into the air by Faris Ibrahim. And that goes right into the hands of Daniel Petrovsky, and he'll see off the pressure and receives it right back. Pumps a ball up for Nathan Baker. This is Schwartzstein. Lovely ball played forward for Caride to run onto. Caride's got it in enemy territory. He's got it down to the touchline, puts the ball in front, and it's cleared from danger, and it'll be collected by Lichty, and Lichty will put that ball out off of the attacker for a throw-in. North Toronto got to this match after a 6-3 win against Unionville. Palcioni taken down on the near sideline. Like I said before, these two teams finished first and second in their division. Vaughan with 33 points, no losses. And North Toronto with 32 points. And they had a 10-2-1 record to Vaughan's 10-3-0 record. Vaughan scored 40 goals, had 9 against, while it was 33-4 for North Toronto and 15 against. So you can take a look at those numbers and understand that Vaughan do have a bit of firepower, although they are missing a fair bit of it here with their players who've gone back to university. Pelliccioni switching play to Atwall. Mander Atwall with it on the far side. Plays it into the middle of the pitch, but it's Sean Schwartzstein intercepting the pass, and it's going to be sent up the pitch. Good little battle going on here between Adriano Ianello and number 62 in white. That's Filip Jankovic. North Toronto's only loss on the season was to Vaughan Azzurri. They lost 3-0 back on July 18th. Luca Priolo had a brace in that match. Clean sheet for Michael Williams, who's off to university. Williams, who was on the roster at York United for a little bit. Gonna have a free kick here for Vaughan as Nathan Baker went to ground. This is a dangerous spot for a free kick this early in the match. Looks like there's going to be a substitution required as Nicholas Harvey's still down on the ground. Maybe not a full-on substitution, but he's going to need medical attention. And you know what that does? That gives us a great opportunity here to pay a couple bills. So let me tell you about the fantastic organizations that make all this possible. The main thing to keep in mind is we couldn't do it without the generous support of our sponsors. We'd like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, the Canadian Premier League, and League One; Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, refuel; the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management; and Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and preferred match ball of League One Ontario. And we're actually playing with this gorgeous white and red Derby Star ball here today. Two players from Vaughan standing over the ball right now. Looks like it's Adriano Ianello stepping over the ball and leaving it, and a shot in towards goal, and it's headed away from danger by Pelcioni. Shot cleared off the line. Looks like Alex Lynn got a palm to that. Ball went out for a corner kick. It's Francesco Panetta to take the corner kick for Vaughan. Panetta is going to put a right-footed in-swinger into the box. A lot of players down on the goal line, and it's headed away and cleared out of the North Toronto end by Nicholas Harvey. This ball is going to go back to Petrovsky. Schwarzstein gets it back on the far sideline. Tries to play it up the wing. It's chested down by Ibrahim. Headed back in by Schwarzstein. But out, and it'll be a North Toronto throw. They get it into play quickly. They were looking for Menendez on the switch, and here he is, nodding it back into play. Good little battle going on between Menendez and Luca Priolo. Carmine Luca Reviali with the ball now, getting it out wide for Atwall. Revial getting it back once more. Headed in by Yankovic. This is Baker, or Schwarzstein, rather that. Intercepted in a dangerous spot by Thomas Merzaku. Baker heading into Priolo. Priolo, who's just committed to York University, leads this team in scoring with 12 goals. Baker, who's wearing number 5, he's committed to Lindenwood University, played 13 matches, 6 starts, and 1 goal. Shouldn't have said he committed. He played there last year, so he'll be heading off to school again here the next couple days. A ball out to Atwall. Atwall with the interplay on that far side has looked sharp so far today as we're into the 15th minute of play. So I mentioned Williams was on the bench for York. He even got called to sit on the bench against Valor in 2022. But Adriano Ianello was also signed by York last season on a development permit. So some close ties there with York United. Raviel flop that ball into the air off the header, and it's going to be cleared by Vaughan, and it goes out for a North Toronto throw at the half. Manbeer Atwall to put it back into play. Falcioni slipping it through to Teo Ingram. Lovely touch on the ball from Ingram to get it to Thomas Merzaku. Wall cutting into the middle. Ball popped up over the top, and it's Priolo clearing the box. Menendez to put it back into play. Chested down by Merzaku. This is Ingram with it. Fabulous challenge there by Antonio Decotu. Teo Ingram with the ball into the middle. Adriano Iannello getting it out as far as half, but it's collected there by Stefan Oroz. Pelliccioni out wide for Menendez. Menendez swings the ball into the box, but it's blocked before it can get there. Menendez goes to ground. Pelliccioni with a fantastic sliding challenge to strip Luca Priolo of the ball and put it out for a goal kick. We've entered into the 19th minute of play here, friends. Still 0-0. We had a fantastically exciting game earlier. It was a 4-1 win for Pro Stars over the Whitecaps London Academy in the Women's Reserve U20 Division Final. Atwell picks off another attempt to put the ball into the North Toronto end. Baker looking for the call after being shoved from behind. This is Tulloch. He's played it back, and they're looking for Priolo. Menendez will win the ball back for North Toronto. Pelliccioni. This is looking dangerous, but it'll be Alex Lynn smashing a ball up towards half. Merzaku switches play, looking for Atwell. Ibrahim unable to get through the lines here, and that ball's going to go out off the boot of Adriano Iannello, and it'll be a North Toronto throw in their own end. Surprised to see Mikhail Lysenko get away with that as he took his man to ground. Ibrahim heads a ball up into the air, and it's going to be bouncing around between a few Vaughan Azzurri players. Priolo's on the right. He's got the ball now. Flips it off to Decotu. Priolo puts a ball into the middle, and it's blocked on its way in by number 55 in white, Bennett Lichty. Iannello over this corner kick. He's going to swing a left-footed ball in. It looks like it's going back post. Coming away with it will be Alex Lynn. Teo Ingram with it now as he charges up and over half. Teo Ingram with the speed holes in the socks, giving him the elite level advantage here. Schwartzstein gets it up over half. Iannello Can't make anything happen. It's Manveer Atwal coming back with it. Teo Ingram gets it out wide. Pelliccioni getting it back onto the wing and play switched here for Menendez. Menendez will bring it down, but unable to control. Priolo going to ground, and Menendez will have that call go against him. Mariusz Bukowski giving a warning there to Menendez that he can't keep doing that. Ball out onto the wing, and running onto it is Faris Ibrahim. Throw in coming here for Vaughan, and Schwarzstein battling with Ingram. He eventually brings it down and gives it to the captain, Tulloch. To Kotu playing it back out onto the wing for Ibrahim. Ibrahim brings it down with Atwal on top of him. Ball played forward to Ianello. Ianello working his way deep into the enemy end. Ibrahim puts a ball into the box, and it's going to be headed by Lichty. Lysenko into the middle for Schwarzstein, and Schwarzstein's ball is going to whistle wide of the goal. And it's out for a goal kick here in the 23rd minute of play. Feel like every time we're here for a final, we get these gorgeous sunsets off in the distance. Always a lovely spot to catch a game here at the Zanchin Automotive Soccer Center in Vaughan, Ontario. The city above Toronto, the city of Vaughan. I don't know if they still use that marketing campaign. I can assure you, 25, 30 years ago, they ran that nonstop. Trying to convince people to move here as Luca Priolo receives the ball back, still with it, working his way into the middle, left-footed ball into the box, and that's going to go wide of the goal and out for another Alex Lynn goal kick. I was talking about how that whole marketing campaign to get people to move up here. You can see the cranes in the distance. This place has grown so quickly. And the soccer club associated with the city of Vaughan has been absolutely fantastic, especially on the men's side. And then for the women, it's North Toronto lately that have been impressing everyone. They lost in the cup final on Wednesday, but their youth teams have been absolutely outstanding on the girls' side. Baker at the top of the box plays it out wide for Ibrahim. Ibrahim puts it into the middle of the box, headed in towards goal, and Alex Lynn is right there to make the save. Lichty gets the ball out wide. Baker making things very difficult, and he gets taken to ground by Stefan Oraz, and you can hear the complaints from Vaughan head coach Fabio Campoli, as he felt quite strongly that his player was the one who'd been fouled on the play. Pelliccioni getting it into the middle and turning with it is Yankovic. Back to Lichty. Lichty's going to play Alex Lynn, and he'll get rid of it as quick as possible. It's going to be a throw in here for the Azzurri in their opposition end. Going to ground is Caride, and he'll get the free kick. here for the Azzurri. 27th minute of play. Three players standing over the ball for Vaughan, Adriano Ianello, and Francesco Panetta as Sean Schwartzstein walks off. Two-man wall at the top of the box. Ingram and the captain, Carmine Luca Riviali. Playing a ball into the top of the box for Schwartzstein. It finds its way to Panetta. Panetta with a ball in on goal, and it's deflected and punched away by Lynn. And Schwartzstein is, or rather that Caride was there, but he was offside. That puts an end to that sequence of play, and it'll be a free kick coming here for North Toronto in their own end. Baker flying in for the header. No call on Baker when you would think that fans of North Toronto might suggest there could have been a foul on that. Menendez to put the ball back onto the pitch with the throw in here. Teo Ingram, the intended target. He's got the ball now. Switches play for Atwall to run onto this one. Atwall's going to collect it in the corner. Manber Atwall with it now. Harvey. Play switched again. Murzaku was the man they were trying to get the ball to. Caride gets up, maintains possession of the ball, gets it out onto the wing. This is a fantastic opportunity for Luca Priolo. Priolo into the corner, puts the ball into the box, going back post and headed away by Oroz. Shot from distance, and that's well over the net and over the 20-foot high fence. And it'll be a goal kick for North Toronto here in the 30th minute of action. Still 0-0 in your League One Ontario men's reserve division final. These boys are all under the age of 20 years old. Most of these North Toronto players are under the age of 17 even. So you can understand the pressure that is on these young fellas, whereas Vaughan have lost several players who've gone back to their NCAA or U Sports squads. This young and hungry North Toronto side are, for the most part, at full strength here today. Pelliccioni playing a ball forward with the outside of his boot, but no one there to rush onto it. Menendez is playing well back into his own end right now. Schwartzstein getting it up for Ianello. Ianello up the wing for Ibrahim, and he gets the ball right back again. Ianello charging into the North Toronto end, and it's smashed away from the edge of the box by Pelliccioni. Yankovic. This is the captain Tulloch sinking the ball through for Schwartzstein. Lysenko. Harvey taken to ground by Ibrahim, and he'll get the call. Free kick coming here for North Toronto. Looks like it'll be Filip Jankovic over the ball right now. Lichty and Menendez staying back with that wall, providing defensive cover. Luca Ravielli's switched sides, and he's all alone on the back end of the box here, but it's going to be cleared up as far as Priolo, and he'll make the turn. Menendez is holding his shirt. Menendez will surely get a yellow card here, as he was already warned by Mariusz Bukowski earlier that the shenanigans would not be allowed to continue. A yellow card in the 33rd minute of play for Diego Menendez. This is Antoine Decotu standing over the ball. Decotu is going to loft one into the box, and rising to meet that one is Pelcioni. Atwall blocks that entry pass. Squirts free to Francesco Panetta, and that ball's going to go out for a corner kick here in the 34th minute. It's still 0-0, friends. The sun has finally dropped behind the horizon line. The lights are on. Right-footed in-swinger coming. Vaughan clogging the 6-yard box. No one staying back providing defensive cover, but no one pushing forward for North Toronto either. Schwarstein with it now. Puts another ball in towards the top of the box. Some fancy footwork there by Francesco Panetta, and they'll try and put a ball into the box, but his cross is behind the goal and out for a goal kick. We're at the Zanchin Automotive Soccer Center here in Vaughan, Ontario. My name's Pierce Lang. This is your League One Men's U20 Reserve Division Final. It's North Toronto 0, Vaughan 0. Tulloch's clearance goes off his shin and back to Lysenko. Lysenko's clearance is collected by North Toronto deep in their own end, and they're going to work their way out as quick as possible. Shove from behind there on Nicholas Harvey, and he'll win the call at the edge of the center circle. Vaughan put the ball into Atwall as quickly as they can. Manveer Atwall moving into the middle of the pitch. He's going to lay it off for Jankovic. Jankovic getting it into Menendez, that's Murzaku. This is Menendez. Menendez with it still gets around his man. Menendez with it still left-footed ball to the top of the box. Murzaku playing it back, and Jankovic is unable to find his intended target with the pass, and it's finally cleared out of the Vaughan end by Sean Schwartzstein. Kept in by Matteo Caride, and eventually it's going to go out here for a North Toronto throw in deep in their own end. Fantastic work there by fourth official Marko Grubasic to get a new ball into play, making his presence known. Menendez getting the throw into Teo Ingram, and Lysenko knocked that ball out, apparently. Teo Ingram trying to control the ball, and it continues bouncing around. Murzaku getting it back to Yankovic, and Yankovic with a reckless challenge there, clipping the feet of Adriano Ianello. Ianello's asking for medical assistance here as he clutches his left foot. First appearance of the day for Casey DeMello, the physiotherapist for Vaughan. Let's use this chance to pay off a few more bills. Macron, work hard, play harder. Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories. The Canadian Premier League, where Canadian soccer takes flight. One Soccer is the home of soccer in Canada. Join the movement and watch every CPL and Canadian national team match from any device. And Ontario Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire, and unite. So Yankovic got a yellow card there in the 37th minute of play. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution here for North Toronto as Jared Moosey is going to come in for Nicholas Harvey. Harvey clearly disappointed to be coming out of the match. But that's the thing about the U20 reserve division. He can be reinserted into the game, so he shouldn't be that disappointed unless he's been that bad. And I don't think he has been. Baker nodding a ball in and cries for a hand ball in the box. North Toronto will get the ball as Lichty went to ground. Or that's not Lichty, rather that. That looks like the substitute, Jared Moosey. Alex Lynn smashing a ball up over half, looking for Teo Ingram, but it's Tulloch, the captain for Vaughan, who got to that ball. Call there on Ferris Ibrahim as he went smashing into the back of the substitute, Jared Moosey. Moosey making his presence felt here already, winning 2 calls for North Toronto. Raviel loses the ball and his captain's armband. Then he makes a desperate professional foul, and he's surely going to receive a yellow card here. And he does. Yellow card in the 40th minute of play to Carmine Luca Raviel. Still without his captain's armband, sitting at the edge of the center circle. Raviel will collect that at some point, I'm sure. Referee Mariusz Bukowski counting off the 10 steps here to move the 3-man wall back towards the rounded top of the box. Caride smashes a ball into the wall and it flies high into the air and it'll be brought down by Marzaku. Caride with another opportunity. Matteo Caride in the box with the ball and unable to make any magic happen. Marzaku's taken to ground and that'll be a foul and a yellow card to Mikhail Lysenko. And you'd have to think that if Yankovic got a yellow card for his foul, then surely Lysenko was going to get one for what he just did. We've got about 4 minutes left here in the first half. Not entirely sure how much additional time we'll see added on as Lichty gives the ball right back to Pelliccioni. Murzaku with it. Cries for a handball as the ball bounced off of Murzaku's hand. Tulloch going in for the challenge, and he'll get the ball back almost, but it was Atwell getting a foot in on it. Ball up to Ingram. Ingram gets around Schwarzstein. Tulloch onto Ingram, and he gets a foot in and breaks up that attack. And it's Dante Tulloch playing it back to Faris Ibrahim, and he's going to go all the way back to his keeper Petrovsky to reset the numbers. Ball brought down by Tulloch, and that was a fabulous display of his ability to control the ball. Great bit of hustle there by Adriano Ianello. Ball played up for Baker to run onto. And North Toronto doing a great job clearing their lines. Lichty's clearance is blocked, however, by Ibrahim, and Tulloch can't get around Stefan or Jared Muzi on that far side. Ibrahim with the throw in, getting it into Caride. Caride's the intended target for this ball into the corner, and Caride will go to ground. It was Stefan Oraz who went in for the challenge, and it's hard to. Yeah, Caride was up to his feet pretty quickly. He really got caught jumping over Oraz rather than being fouled, even though Oraz will get a brief talking to by Bukowski. All whipped into the box. It looks like it's going front post. It'll be cleared by Menendez, and finally putting it out of bounds was Luca Priolo to give North Toronto a bit of a break as they get a goal kick here in the 45th minute of play. Here's as though we'll have 3 minutes of additional time added to the first half as a bare minimum. Official indication here from our fourth official, Marko Grubasic. Caride appears to have taken a knock, and he's a bit hobbled right now. Schwarzstein turning in the middle, avoiding Ingram. Ball pushed out wide to Priolo. Priolo with it down into the corner, swings the ball into the box, headed in on goal, and fantastic defensive work to block that header, and eventually it's cleared by Pelliccioni. Faris Ibrahim lobbing it to himself and then putting a ball out over the fence behind the goal. For some reason, I said that North Toronto got through after beating Unionville Milliken 6-3 on July 22nd, but I was totally ignoring the fact that I'm fully aware of their goalkeeper situation and the penalties that got them through to this round of the playoffs, aka the final. But yeah, they played against the Whitecaps London side, and that was a 1-1 game that went to penalties. Another ball lofted into the box, looking for Caride, but it's Priolo who's going to bring it down for Vaughan. Priolo trying to put a ball in, and it's deflected and finally cleared by Pelliccioni. Lysenko getting it to Priolo. Priolo getting around Menendez. Priolo with it still. His ball into the box is blocked, and it'll be cleared out over half. But probably a throw in still in the North Toronto end here for Vaughan. Oof, Menendez takes the ball to the face off the heel of Priolo. We're into that third minute of additional time here, friends. Looks like referee Mariusz Bukowski is ready to blow his whistle, and he does. So it's 0-0 going into half. Your score between the Vaughan Azzurri and North Toronto Nitros. My name's Pierce Lang. This is your League One Ontario men's U20 Reserve Division final. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 20 minutes with the rest of tonight's match. All right, friends, we are back with your second half of action at the Zanchin Automotive Soccer Center here in Vaughan. It's the Vaughan Azzurri taking on, Caride with a shot in towards goal, taking on the North Toronto Nitros here in your League One Ontario Men's Reserve Division Final. Still 0-0 the score. My name's Pierce Lang. It's a delight to be here bringing you all this action. We've had a few substitutions. We'll get to them in a minute. Diego Menendez came off for North Toronto with an injury. It's the only one I'm currently aware of. We'll have an update for you in just a second as Ibrahim swings the ball into the box. Brought down, and we've got our first goal of the game. It's Mateo Caride, number 9, breaking the deadlock here in the 47th minute of play. I was talking just moments ago with Vaughan Azzurri head coach Fabio Campoli, and he said he told the boys at half, keep going, we'll eventually break through, and they have less than 2 minutes into this second half. He also said he wants to see more combination play between 2 and 3 players deep in enemy territory. On the opposite end, I talked to Marko Milanovic from North Toronto, and he had told his boys to be themselves and continue to do what they had done. They need to have more belief on the ball. He thought his team played very well on set pieces. We'll see what they can do here to get themselves back into this match after going down early here in the second half. Teo Ingram collecting the ball in the center circle right now. Chance coming here for North Toronto. Ball squirts free, and Ibrahim plays the ball out into the corner. Looks like one of the players onto the pitch here for North Toronto is... Oh, no, it's... I'm making things up here. I didn't see a player who came in, but it's pretty obvious that Menendez is out. I had that conversation with Marko Milanovic. We'll see who came out. Or who came in, rather, that. Sorry, I'm trying to hold in a sneeze here and talk. And of course it goes away and I just embarrass myself. Teo Ingram going up and battling there with Gianni Angaran, who's made his way into the match here for Vaughan. Caride going up for the header, and he goes into the back of Filip Jankovic. Priolo cutting out to his right, puts a shot in towards goal, and that's going to be pushed out and wide of the post by Alex Lynn. Step below the post. High, 6, high, come on, high. Ball into the box, headed towards goal and right towards Alex Lynn, and he'll slow things down and allow his team to push forward. Our mystery man is on the left side there. We'll find out his name as soon as I have a chance. Going to ground was Jared Musi, who's had an impact since entering the match. Lichty getting the ball out wide for Manveer Atwal, sliding in with a fantastic challenge there is Faris Ibrahim. Ibrahim swings one in towards the top of the box. Garide smashes the ball in towards goal, and a fantastic save by Alex Lynn to punch that away from the net. Still 1-0 here, but the pressure continues to mount against North Toronto as Vaughan have seemingly switched things up here with their plan moving forward. Looks like our man who's come into the game. No, I keep wanting to. Ooh, dangerous, but Lynn saved by his post. I want to say it's Tyshawn Weatherall who's come in on the left side to fill in for Menendez. Vaughan will get the call here in the North Toronto end. Lichty heading it forward. Yankovic going in for the challenge. Lichty will play it out for Pelliccioni. Pelliccioni trying to get around Caride. Caride harrying him off the ball. This is our new man into the game. Weatherall getting it forward. It's going to be put to bed there by the captain Tulloch. Dante Tulloch's been fantastic so far this evening. Triolo giving chase, and it's cleared. Ball only gets as far as one of our other substitutions, Andrea Cimini, wearing number 22 over on that far right side for Vaughan. Weatherall is going to give it to Lichty. Lichty switching play now for Atwal. Atwal and Ibrahim coming together. This is Mirzaku. Mirzaku trying to slip a pass through for Teo Ingram, and a little miscommunication between the two of them. That ball goes all the way back for Petrovsky. He's going to kill some time off the clock. Baker getting the ball forward. Friolo unable to make any magic in the box. Vaughan working their way back up the pitch after playing it almost out of the opposition's end. Atwal's going to need to clear. Baker's all over Atwal. Atwal comes away with the ball, and fantastic work by Atwal to get it to Marzaku. Marzaku into the middle for Yankovic. Yankovic switching play. Brought down by Muzi. Oraz with it out wide for Atwall. Atwall with a little bit of time before Ibrahim closes him down. Ball into the box, and it's off its intended target. That's going to go off at the back of Priolo, and it'll be a corner kick coming for North Toronto here in the 56th minute of play. You can see the enthusiasm, and they're all pushing forwards. Our man taking the corner had no hesitation in running to collect that ball. Left-footed ball. Looks like it's going back post. Ibrahim heads it up into the air again, and it looks like it might have went off of the attacker. Is that Marzaku, I believe? No. It was Stefan Oraz who got the connection with that ball, but popped it up into the air and out for a goal kick. Chimini clearing. Faris Ibrahim's going to bring this down. Atwall on the approach. Atwall with a late challenge, and he's going to. No, he's not going to get a yellow card. Surprised to see that. Faris Ibrahim is fine, though. We'll have a substitution coming here for North Toronto. It'll be Nicholas Harvey coming back into the match after a bit of a rest. He was subbed out in the first half for Muzi. Looks like Atwall and Murzaku making a two-man wall here for North Toronto. Ball into the box, and it's Karide bringing it down, and he's unable to control, and that goes out for a goal kick. Weatherall getting it in for Yankovic, and he goes right back to the keeper, Alex Lynn. This is Atwall. A little revenge there for Faris Ibrahim on Atwall as he left a foot in on the challenge. Nicholas Harvey will come in now as the substitute. Filip Yankovic, the sub. Atwall to take the throw in here for North Toronto. Looking for Ingram. Brought down by Angaran. Angaran getting ahead to it. Pelliccioni. Weatherall unable to win the ball back for North Toronto. They're looking for Baker on the run. It's Lichty trying to push the ball up the wing. Lichty with it once more, getting it to Weatherall, then getting it right back again. Baker goes backwards. Ibrahim cutting down to the touchline, tries to put a ball into the middle, and it's deflected and out of bounds off the leg of Stefan Oraz. Abraham receives in the box, deflected towards goal, and it's North Toronto able to clear their lines. They're looking to switch play over to Tulloch, who is in an advanced position. This is Teo Ingram. Ingram with a bit of pace, and he's got Harvey with it now. Harvey with tons of room out to the right, but he's chosen to go back into the middle. Paris Abraham steals the ball back for Vaughan. Manveer Atwall to Harvey. Nicholas Harvey trying to slip a pass through for Teo Ingram, but it's picked off by Vaughan. Lovely little turn there by Adriano Ianello. This is Matteo Caride, whose pass was blocked. Priolo now with it at the touchline. Priolo puts the ball into the box. Caride's right there and smashes one over the goal and out for a goal kick. Alex Lynn to put the ball back into play here in the 61st minute of play. Here are the instructions from Fabio Campoli to his squad. We don't let them out of here. He wants to hem them in their own end. Ingram unable to control, and that's going to go out off of the North Toronto striker. Ball goes back to Dakotu. If you hear clapping at random moments, that's me trying to kill flies. The mosquitoes are out of control here all of a sudden. That's why it's a good idea. Slim putting it in quickly to Lichty. Lichty's going to clear it up as far as Harvey. Harvey brings it down. Nicholas Harvey to Manveer Atwall, and that will go out off of Vaughan for a North Toronto throw in the 64th minute of play. It's been a real chess match here between these two sides. I'd say Vaughan have had two real chances, capitalizing on one of them, both of them from Matteo Caride. North Toronto really unable to challenge Daniel Petrovsky, or Petkovsky, rather than. I do apologize. Daniel. Baker brings it down. Baker trying to get around Atwall. Baker with it still on his left foot, cutting in towards the box. Baker bowled over at the edge of the box, and it's going to be a direct free kick from the edge of the box. As he was bowled over on his way into the danger zone. Appeals to the officiating crew that should have been a penalty, or at least a yellow card. The request from Fabio Campoli. Campoli still asking Mariusz Bukowski for a yellow card. Ball low and hard into the box, and it's cleared by the Nitros. Ingram heads it out of his own box. Vaughan with it, still a shot in towards Alex Lynn, and he'll sprawl to his left and make the easy save. Lynn trying to get the counter moving quickly, getting it out to Weatherall. Tayshawn Weatherall with it, cutting into the middle, but he's dispossessed by Panetta. Ball worked out wide for Priolo. Priolo cutting to his right, got one into the box. Caride with it again, and Caride pops it into the air. Baker puts a shot off of that wall, and that's going to go out for a corner kick. Looks like we've got another substitution coming here for the North Toronto Nitros. It'll be number 57, Dmitrievich. Milan Dmitrievich, who will be entering the match at some point here eventually. Corner kick coming from the Azzurri here in the 66th minute of play. It'll be Harvey coming back out of the match again. Short spell for Nicholas here in the second half. Great attempt there by Faris Ibrahim to make a play in the corner. Doesn't get rewarded for it, but Vonner still on the ball. Atwell with the challenge there, and it's put out by Lichty. Bennett Lichty's been wildly busy here tonight in this match. He's certainly had his hands full with the offensive pressure from the Azzurri. Right-footed ball goes back as far as Tulloch. Tulloch got ahead to it, but he's headed it right out of bounds and wasn't able to control. Prize for the trainer is we got a man down behind the goal. Or it looks like Alex Lynn is down. Sorry, it's a substitute who's sitting behind the goal. Alex Lynn in need of some attention here from Daniela Barliari. You can hear Marko Milanovic telling his team that they've got to put in 100% effort here with 20 minutes left in this match. Looking to see a little bit of heart from his squad. They've gone silent here in the second 45. They've really allowed Vaughan to hem them in their own end. Looks like Alex Lynn will rise to his feet and be okay. Fab Campoli urging his team to get another one here. Angeran trying to win the ball back there for Vaughan. They do win it back in the end. Ianello unable to squeeze through into space. Teo Ingram brings it down, but he's going to have that go out of bounds off his thigh. Ball played back to Angeran, and Dakota's going to get it out onto the wing for Ibrahim. Paris Ibrahim trying to get around Manny Atwal. Manny Atwal still with the ball, and he's in for another challenge, and Atwal is going to get called there for the late challenge on Adriano Ianello. A little bit of confusion there as Atwal tried to get his shin pad back from Paris Ibrahim. Our referee Mariusz Bukowski thinking that he was just running amok, only to realize it was his shin pad he was going for. Ibrahim getting the ball back on the quick 1-2. Puts it into the box looking for Matteo Caride. Pineda at the top of the box and a shot in towards Lennon. No trouble for the keeper on that at all. Manny Atwal getting it into the middle. Lichty once more. Bennett Lichty's fantastic evening continues. Rabiel tripped up at the half, and it'll be a yellow card coming for... I'm not sure what's going on behind the play. I'm trying to get a read on it. I'll get confirmation here in a second as to who got the yellow card. So I'm right, it was Adriano Ianello getting the yellow in the 73rd minute for the Vaughan Azzurri. All lofted into the box, and it's going to go all the way to the keeper, Petkovsky. He'll kill a few more seconds off the clock here for his side. Wall through to Ingram. He plays it up for Dmitriovic, and this ball is going to trouble Petkovsky. It looks like Dakudo might have got away with a handball there. Dakota with it still as he continues his march forward. Gets it out onto the wing for Priolo. He's going to stay with the play. Priolo working his way down to the touchline, and it's going to be a penalty kick for Vaughan. I don't know how they're appealing. It was a hip check. Pelliccioni stopped and stuck his butt out. Didn't really make an attempt on the ball as Priolo tried to go around him. It's going to be a penalty kick here as Vaughan looked to add to their lead in the 75th minute of play. It's going to be Francesco Panetta to take the penalty. Alex Lynn in goal, hoping to make the save and keep his team in the game. Stepping up to take the shot, and a fantastic save by Alex Lynn as he punching that ball out to the left of his goal. We've got another yellow card coming here. It looks like it's Alex Lynn receiving the yellow. That ball going out, and a breath of relief for everyone in white and green as the penalty was saved. Francesco Pineda looking to add to his scoring total there as that push to the side. Alex Lynn will never make a bigger save than that this season in League One. I think that's safe to say. Ball into the box. Lichty got a foot to it. This is Atwall. Atwall losing out as once again Vaughan continue to unleash terror in the North Toronto end. Atwall tries to clear again, but unable to get it out of his own end. Don't know how Gianni Angaran could possibly complain about having that call go against him. Atwall pushing it up, looking for Ingram. It's going to go out for a Vaughan throw in here in the 77th minute of play. Still 1-0 for Vaughan. Could have been 2, but Alex Lynn stepped up and stopped the penalty from Francesco Pineda. Pineda, who was with Pescara Calcio in Italy in 2022. He's going to be off to Casper College in the United States of America here in the next week or two. We're joining his collegiate side. Ball played out by North Toronto, so Vaughan can send the trainer out to have a look at their man down on the pitch. Take a chance to look at what's going on around League One Ontario tonight. In the Premier Division, Scrisoppi are currently up 4-0 on Vaughan in the 78th minute of play. Braden Borutsky got a goal. Thomas Skublak got a goal. Noah Dedemonisis got a goal, and so did Ferris Amari. And then earlier in the day, things continue to unravel for Burlington. They were in the top 4 for a long time at the start of this season. They lost 1-0 to Blue Devils FC the second time in about 3 weeks. You'll remember they lost in the Cup. Sam Gooley with the goal in that match. We watched the Blue Devils get absolutely dismantled in their game of the week last weekend against Simcoe County Rovers. I've just been reminded here by our cameraman Dimitri from MSA that I did make a bet earlier this season with World Encyclopedia of Football Knowledge Johnny Stancati that Burlington would finish in the top 4. Thanks for that reminder. I said top 4, Dimitri. Johnny said top 6. I'm losing that bet currently. This is Bennett Lichty. Lichty getting the ball forward for Tayshawn Weatherall, and he's going to lose it. Priolo unable to maintain possession for Vaughan in enemy territory, and Vaughan will get a throw in here in the North Toronto Nitro's end. We're in the 80th minute. There's about 10 minutes left in this one. Alex Lynn making the big penalty save to keep his squad in this match is the story so far. It's been Vaughan all second half. Another shot in towards Alex Lynn, and he makes another huge save. That ball coming off the boot of Adriano Ianello. I mentioned it before. Ianello was signed by York United last season on a developmental contract. I think technically they call it a development permit, which has DP in brackets beside their names on the roster, which is a bit confusing as the designated player in MLS is usually referred to as a DP, but we're doing things differently up here north of the border. Ball put in quickly to Lichty. He's going to get it out onto the wing for Atwall. Atwall is going to cut back in to avoid Ibrahim. Atwall with it still. Raviel receives the ball, looks to switch play and ends up playing it into the middle. And good thing Tulloch was paying attention because Dmitrievich was right there if he hadn't been paying attention. Free kick coming here for North Toronto. Mariusz Bukowski is going to count off the steps and push the two-man wall back a little bit closer to their own touchline. Ball played into the box. Stante Tulloch getting ahead to it. And we've got fireworks going off in the background here for anybody celebrating the long weekend. Simcoe Day in many locations, or Emancipation Day, the holiday on Monday for other people. Celebrating the Emancipation Act that said Canada would no longer allow any more slaves to be imported into our nation at the time. I think it was just the Dominion of Canada at that point. Anyways, fireworks going off in the background. Like I said, they might even be blocked from your view on the camera by the tree behind the goal, but we've got a penalty cry here in North Toronto. We're going to get the call. I think it's the initial foul. I don't know how that's the call. Bukowski had a better look at it than I did, saying that the initial foul happened outside the box. I think he was going to allow the advantage to be played, and there was none to be had there from his vantage point. Looks like the yellow card is to the second half substitution, Andrea Gemini. Bukowski making the four-man wall push back a little bit further away from the ball. Looks like it's Raviel standing over it. He's going to put a shot that goes right into the wall, and he'll go back and collect that. And rising up to meet the ball was Daniel Pitkovsky in goal for Vaughan, and he'll slow things down for the Azzurri. Hit it up into the air by Pelliccioni, and Priolo working hard on that far sideline against Pelliccioni to try and win the ball back for Vaughan, but unable to do so. Bennett Lichty with it once more in the middle of the back end for North Toronto. He switches play. Manny Atwall has his ball deflected off of Ferris Ibrahim, Teo Ingram unable to maintain possession for North Toronto. This is Baker. Nathan Baker with it in, and he's going to swing a low cross. Going to ground was the North Toronto defender. I have to get confirmation for you on who it was that went to ground. I missed his number here. Looks like it might have been Merzaku. Outwall taken to ground. Another free kick coming for North Toronto. Put into play quickly. They're looking for Dmitrievich. Dante Tulloch going to get a stern talking to here from Mariusz Bukowski, as he's had some unkind words for the assistant referee. He'll get a warning here. Teo Ingram gives it right back to Atwall. He tried to get Dmitrievich involved. Merzaku moving into the middle of the pitch. Thomas Merzaku playing it back for Bennett Lichty. Pelliccioni pushing up the left side. He's going to continue his underlapping run. They didn't get it to him, but a ball into the box for Ingram, but flying out of his goal was Daniel Petkovsky to collect that. Nice little turn there by Stefan Oroz to maintain North Toronto control of the play. Lichty is going to play a ball up over the top, looking for Atwall to run onto it or Dmitrievich. But neither were close enough to beat the keeper to the ball. About 2.5 minutes left here in the second half, friends. North Toronto down 1-0 to the Vaughan Azzurri. It's your League One Ontario Men's Reserve Under 20 Division final. We're at the Zanchin Automotive Soccer Center in Vaughan. This is Baker moving into the box. He tries to slip a pass through, and no one able to clean things up off that far post, and it's Luca Priolo with the finish. And Vaughan have all but sealed the victory here in the 88th minute. They're looking to make a sub, bringing Yankovic back into the game. Coming out of the wall will be Manver Atwall. Atwall's had a fabulous game today. He can hold his head high after this evening's performance. He's been all over the pitch, looks absolutely exhausted. Again, a guy who I had the chance to watch 2 weeks ago in Burlington at the FDF Toronto showcase, and he'll take a rest here for the rest of the night. Ball flicked up into the air. And a few subs will make their way into the match in a moment as Vaughan continue to push up the pitch. Priolo has that ball go out off of him, and it'll be a goal kick for North Toronto. Try as he might, Alex Lynn made 2 huge saves here in the second half, but it was the low hard ball off the boot of number 5 Nathan Baker that found Luca Priolo on the back post coming in as the trailer. And it's 2-0 right now for Vaughan over North Toronto as it stands. Coming out of the game will be Faris Ibrahim. Coming into the match for him will be number 19, Noah Rustami. And then it'll be Jelani Braithwaite coming in as well. And coming out of the match for Braithwaite will be number... No, that's incorrect. Here, give me a sec. Haven't got an update yet. Will be number 5, Nathan Baker. Braithwaite, another guy I got to see at the top 60 showcase for FTF last week. 6 minutes of additional time to be added on to this match. This should make for an exciting couple minutes. Shot in towards goal, and there's your third off the boot of Adriano Ianello, and Vaughan are running away with this one all of a sudden. The wind has been taken from the sails of North Toronto, and Vaughan continuing to pile on here late. North Toronto with no answers. 2 goals in the last 3 minutes for Vaughan, and this one is all but out of reach for the Nitros. I don't think they've got it in them to get 3 here in these last 5 minutes. Time will tell. If I was a betting man, my money would be on the Azzurri here to close this one out. The second half, it's been few and far between for opportunities for North Toronto. If it weren't for a fantastic save by Alex Lynn, they could be down 4 goals at this point. If he hadn't made another fantastic save, they could have been down 5. They have just not been able to stop the Azzurri onslaught here in the second half. Weatherall going to ground, getting the call for North Toronto, and they're moving with a little bit more enthusiasm here suddenly, despite the fact they've got a 3-goal margin to make up. Ball into the box. Weatherall got ahead to it and flying out of his goal to try and win back possession for Vaughan was Petkovsky, and he'll win the free kick at the touchline for the Azzurri. Vaughan working their way out of trouble in their own end. Tulloch finally able to clear the ball up towards half, and it'll be Bennett Lichty. But he was unable to get good contact on the ball. Lichty still battling hard to try and keep his team in this match. Dante Tulloch going back to his keeper, Petkovsky with it, and a little bit of pressure coming from Raviel, the captain. Yankovic, he'll get his second yellow of the game here, and he'll be sent off. Red card in the 95th minute of play, and that all but seals it here, I think, for the Nitros. They're going to really struggle to play down a man here in this last 60 seconds of this match. Dakudo back to Tulloch. Great little triangle passing to get themselves out of trouble. Jelani Braithwaite slipping a pass through and opportunity knocking here. And oh my goodness, what a fantastic goal by Adriano Ianello. And Vaughan continue running away with this one. A fourth goal here. Third in about 7 minutes for the Nitros. And that all but wraps things up. Adriano Ianello with 2 goals in additional time. We've hit the 96th minute, so sand surely has all but emptied from the top of the hourglass, and Ingram will get back in, and that's it, folks. That's your final. 4-0 for the Vaughan Azzurri as they beat up on North Toronto here in your League One Ontario Men's U20 Reserve Division final. The Nitros can hold their heads up high, be proud of themselves. They're all quite young, so they've performed all season long, and then at the end of the year, the final game, they came up against the North Toronto team that beat them only a few weeks ago. And North Toronto with a very professional win here to close out the season in the Gatorade bath for Fabio Campoli. We'll watch the awards presentation. Here we'll start off with the officiating crew. It'll be Mariusz Bukowski and his assistants, Arsla Alekbari, Luciano Capotelli, and his fourth official, Marco Grubasic, will receive their medals here in just a moment. Great work by the officiating crew tonight. A few cards handed out. Penalty awarded. Seven yellow cards handed out in total tonight. A lot of enthusiasm from both sides, having to be controlled by Bukowski. Single red card. The one penalty kick that was awarded, and Francesco Panetta had his shot saved by Alex Lynn. And up until that moment, it was still only 1-0 for Vaughan, and it was an explosion of goals here at the death of this match. Adriano Ianello scoring in the 90+7 and the 90+2. It was Luca Priolo scoring in the 89th minute. And like I said, it was only really 1-0 up until that point. So the score does not tell the full story here, friends. I have to think that these young fellas from North Toronto lost their focus after that second goal went in. That second goal coming from Luca Priolo. He had a fabulous game, and the North Toronto boys will receive their medals here. It's been a long season, and it finally comes to an end for these boys. They put in so much work all year long. Finished second. They haven't had a keeper for the last few games. They lost their starting goalie to injury at the start of the season. They got a red card. Two games ago and had to play outfield players in the shootout last game against the Whitecaps London, and here the Azzurri will receive their medals, starting with Andrea Cimini, who came in the second half, and it's the keeper Petkovsky, who had a wonderful game tonight. Wasn't really tested, but still kept his team in this one. Luca Priolo, who got that second goal to put the final nail in the coffin. Caride, who got that first goal, was darn near unstoppable all match long. Panetta, who was a live wire all match. Ibrahim, so dangerous on the left side. Braithwaite only got in at the end, but he's got a lot to look forward to. He'll be back next season. Nathan Baker, number 5, was very dangerous all throughout the match. They couldn't keep him under control. He didn't score, but he set up Priolo on that second goal and was an absolute handful all night up top. And the whole coaching staff have got their medals now, and Fabio Campoli will be sticky tonight after getting all that Gatorade splashed onto him. And the trophy presentation, it's Dante Tulloch to have his picture taken with Melissa McKinnon and Chris Keem from the League One Ontario. The Azzurri players not understanding that the initial presentation is just going to be to the captain, as he'll get his picture taken with the League One staff. And now it's the big moment as the trophy is raised, and it's Vaughan Azzurri, your League One Ontario men's U20 Reserve Division champions for 2024. For everyone here at League One Ontario, my name's Pierce Lang. Your visuals were brought to you by Dimitri and his crew at MSA. And from everyone else here, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with your last couple games of the League One Ontario men's division here in the next couple of weeks. And next week, tune in to One Soccer, as yours truly will be providing play-by-play along with Alf de Blasis and Jade Kovacevic for the Women's Interprovincial Championships, broadcasted live from Hamilton, Ontario on August 9th through 11th. So make sure to tune into that, and we'll see you then.